What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here to talk about the Kizuna Clash SUGOFEST that was just data downloaded. It happened at news time today, new data download, this was input in the game, so we have a brand new SUGOFEST exclusive arriving to the game, or should I say, a Kizuna SUGOFEST exclusive, because the Firetank Pirates that you see on screen right now is only pullable on Kizuna Clash SUGOFESTs, the exact same as Sanji and Pudding. However, this means that, these Kizuna banners will be gaining more and more value as time goes on, as these characters become more exclusive to these banners. Great opportunity to potentially get them in later banners, of course. And we know that next month, towards, the middle to end of next month with Ace and Sabo, they should also debut on a Kizuna Clash SUGOFEST, and likely Firetank Pirates will also be on that banner, okay? So this particular banner, I'm sure a lot of you are asking, is going to be debuting on the 17th of August, which is when the current treasure map will conclude. Treasure map Shiryu will be running from the 13th until the 17th, and then this banner will be taking its place. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about the banner itself, talking about how good it is, because I've had a look at the steps and it does seem pretty good, but also about the characters themselves, because the characters debuting on this banner are actually really good. And yes, there are multiple new characters debuting here, which we're going to go through all of them in the video today. But let's go ahead and start things off with the actual steps of the SUGOFEST. So the first SUGOFEST multi that you do is a 30 gem multi, and the last poster is guaranteed to be a class pickup SUGOFEST only character, which essentially means that it's like a Kizuna Clash character or like a rate boosted limited rare recruit character guaranteed on this last step. So this is really good, right? Because it means if you get a red on this last poster, it's guaranteed to be either Sanji Pudding or the brand new Firetank Pirates if you do end up pulling them from this step. So I know a lot of people are saving their rainbow gems for the big SUGOFEST coming up at the middle of September with Luffy, Law, and Kid and stuff like that. But I mean, this 30 gem multi could land you a new character, honestly. And there's a lot of good characters pullable on this banner, right? So this is going to tempt a lot of players, and it just seems like that's what this banner's aiming to do, is to bait players into spending their gems here, where we know what's already coming, but this is a really good set of steps here. As the second one, unfortunately, is not. We've got a SUGOFEST exclusive or a rate boosted character guaranteed, but then the third multi is a guaranteed recommended unit. Like, that is absolutely bonkers with how good that is, right? Because it means if we go over to the recommended page, it means you're guaranteed to either get this Marco limited rare recruit, Sanji Pudding, the brand new Brook, the brand new Judge, or the Firetank Pirates. One of those 5 characters are guaranteed on the third multi. Like, that is ridiculously good. I know a lot of players will probably have that Marco by now. Not many people would probably have Sanji Pudding, especially if you're the type of player that doesn't have Sanji Pudding or even Marco, right? It means it's almost a guaranteed new unit on the third multi, right? It's pretty good. And we'll go through the abilities of the new ones coming out soon, but the fourth multi is a 1 gem multi as well, so that's really good. And then the fifth multi, you're guaranteed to get a new character. Like, this banner is super try hard at trying to get people to pull on this banner, and they've got me good, because I'm probably going to do 5 multis, unless if I get Capone a little earlier, then I would probably stop at that point. But yeah, a guaranteed new character means it's either the Brook, the Judge, or Firetank Pirates. Very good looking SUGOFEST thus far, but then obviously the steps will progress along that timeline there. But the 25th multi is guaranteed to be the Firetank Pirates, and obviously I do not advise you guys to do 25 multis on a Kizuna Clash SUGOFEST banner. Absolutely not. So let's go ahead and take this time to actually talk about the new units coming out. Let's start off with Brook. I think Brook is definitely the better of the 2 new regular rare recruit characters. So Brook is int driven slasher, and do note that I don't think there's many driven Brooks in the game, so that's actually pretty nice that we have a brand new driven Brook. Captain effect is whatever, but special ability on a 12 turn cooldown does 100 times his attack in int damage to 1 enemy, reduces 5 turns of paralysis, removes 5 turns of blue shield defense up, and then also will go ahead and give you a 3 times chain lock for 1 turn. And the really good thing about him is he does damage, because it means you can have Halloween Law as a support on this guy to give you an int orb boost, and also giving you a chain lock plus that really good utility. And it reminds me a lot of Baccarat with Tesora support, as like Baccarat has a bit of utility, gives you an orb boost, and then Tesora gives you a chain lock. So it's almost like the same sort of thing if you're running like a mono int team, definitely a good combination of units you can use. And he has a crewmate effect that makes all int slots beneficial to your team, so if you're even using him on a non-int team, like that's nice to just make them beneficial to your crew. And he has a really good support attaching to Nami, Sanji, or Chopper, and it says anytime the enemy gives themselves a blue shield buff, it removes it by 2 turns. Just a really useful support effect that will definitely see play. So honestly, Brook, in my books, is a fantastic Kizuna rare recruit character. The other one though is Judge. Now Judge in my opinion is not as useful, but let's go ahead and have a look. He's a dex driven striker with a special ability at 12 turns, reduces damage taken by 60% for 1 turn, 5 turns of despair removal, 5 turns of resilience removal, and if your captain is striker or driven, you get a 2 times orb boost for 1 turn. So you can actually see straight away that this is going to be a relatively decent crewmate unit for V3 Blackbeard as your captain, because it makes his damage reduction special become an attack boost special. So if you're running a mono driven team, you can get a 2 times attack, a 2 times orb boost, and utility with this unit under V3 Blackbeard. So that's actually not too bad, but of course V3 Blackbeard isn't a very desirable captain in today's day and age, but still a special ability that might see play. I don't think resilience removal is super useful considering there's so many ways around resilience. But you know, it's nice to have it, I suppose. As for his crewmate effects, he does stat boost, of course, and then he keeps his dex slot if he has it and hits a perfect throughout the next turn, which is fine. And then his support effect will go ahead and support any of his kids, being Reiju, Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji. Unfortunately not Sanji, but it says that if they use their special, it removes 2 turns of resilience, which I guess is not too bad in a very niche circumstance. If you need to get around like 1 turn or 2 turns of resilience, I guess might see some play. But again, it's a little bit niche, and I definitely prefer Brook over this Judge character. But of course, we need to talk about the brand new SUGOFEST exclusive character, the Firetank Pirates. This unit, man, I gotta say, this unit is so freaking good. Definitely one of the best units in the game, and I'm not even kidding when I say that. So this unit is a dual unit, obviously, and it's one of those crew style units that we've seen with like Shank's crew or the Arlong crew, very similar to that, which is kind of nice. So as for this unit, you've got Capone here, who's a dex shooter driven, and his captain effect will boost shooter and driven by 3.75, 1.3 health, boosts his own attack by 4.5, and then also reduces damage taken by 20%. And then for shooter and driven characters, their Psi, Dex, and Quick slots will be counted as beneficial, and he has this really cool added effect here that says that your crew cannot be blown away. So that's a really nice mechanic that he has. It's almost like having Big Father active all the time. Really, really cool effect that he has there. And then you switch over to the other side, which is also a shooter and driven character, being Vito, Gotti, and Chiffon. So you've got like the different crew members here. So for the crew members, it is a 4.25 times captain to shooter and driven, 1.3 health, Psi, Dex, and Strength orbs this time will be counted as beneficial. The previous one was Psi, Dex, and Quick slots, so you can have both of them up to make Psi, Dex, Strength, and Quick slots beneficial to your team. That's ridiculous. And then he also says that you can't be blown away, as this character is the captain, and then heal 3 times recovery at the end of each turn. So you've got this side of the crew being recovery based, whereas Capone has damage reduction effects. And then if you switch between the two characters, you get this effect of completely removing their own special bind, gives themselves a matching slot, 25% damage reduction, and a 5% heal on top of it. So it's almost like a pseudo version of Bartow Cavendish. So that's really nice. I love that, that they have a really cool crewmate effect, a switch effect like that, because that works well with their special ability, which we'll talk about in a moment. But when you actually become the dual form of this unit, there are 5 times flat boost to shooter and driven, 1.3 health, 60% damage reduction. All type slots are beneficial to shooter and driven, and also they cannot be blown away, and heal 5 times recovery at the end of each turn. The really cool thing about this unit, right, is that their single captain effects are already still relatively good, and that's one of the things with dual units that I personally don't like, is typically their solo captain effects are very lackluster, whereas with this unit, like 4.25, and then Capone is 3.75, but he gives himself a 4.5 times boost, but they have a lot of healing, damage reduction, matching slots, health boost, and then the really cool added effect of not being blown away. Like, that's really cool, right? So so far, Captain Effect is very impressive, and you got to account for the fact that with their switch effect, they give themselves a matching slot, they get rid of their special bind, which will be important in just a moment, but also having the ability to, you know, get the healing and the damage reduction off of that as well. Now, as for their special ability, you can see on a 12-turn cooldown, this is with Limit Break expansion, it reduces the crew's special bind by 5 turns, reduces Rainbow Shield and Threshold by 5 turns, and for shooter and driven characters, it changes their block, recovery, and all their type slots into matching. And then what it does is it puts a barrier on all of those slots, so full board of slots that are matching, and then put those orb barriers on where they have to hit a perfect to remove that orb barrier. But that's really cool because you can use that orb barrier to your advantage to conserve those slots over multiple rooms, because the enemy cannot change those slots around, which is very valuable. But if you hit a perfect, it removes that orb barrier off of them. So if it was a good or a great to remove that orb barrier, it would be absolutely broken, but still pretty useful effect to have that for sure. And then also it does all that orb changing mechanic, it does the utility, but then gives your shooter and driven characters a 2.5 times attack boost for 2 turns, and then becomes the dual unit for 3 turns. And another really cool thing about this unit is that they have an ability with their crewmate. If you use them as a crewmate, they're immune to special bind just in general, so that's very useful to have as well. Like this unit, just everything that they have is ridiculously good. And the synergy that they have with a lot of recently released characters. Remember, they work with shooters and driven. So you've got like V2 Magellan, Moria, Blackbeard, versus Ace, versus Akainu, and it even goes further back than that, even Super Type Kaido, right? Like there's just heaps and heaps and heaps of characters that the Firetank Pirates will be able to work with, and they synergize very well with, and just across the board have really good captain effects, very good switch effect, and a very powerful special ability that's going to help you out in content. This unit is very, very good. So let's go ahead and have a look at their Rumble stuff, because they're actually really good in Pirate Rumble as well. So level 5 for shooter and driven characters, they get level 5 health, level 3 defense, level 3 attack, and then give themselves a further level 5 defense, and all your team will get a level 5 blowaway % up, which like every time you normal attack an enemy, there's a chance you'll blow them back. So he gives them an increased chance of doing that by level 5. Okay, fair enough. And then also, with his special ability on a 30 CT, will target enemies in a large horizontal range for 1500 fixed damage. Teammates will get a level 5 blowaway % up, a little bit further increase of that. And then also, if his health is below 50%, he targets teammates in a small range for 2.5 times healing. So it's really nice. He's basically like a buffed version of the original Capone, but that passive is way better, and his special honestly is a little bit better as well. I think the healing is a little bit better with the other Capone, but still this can target teammates in a small range, so if he's next to other characters, you can get a bit of healing off of that. 30 CT is a little high, so you're not going to be seeing it too often, but it's a very useful special either way. But that passive is just ridiculous, and one of the reasons why he actually will be seeing play in Pirate Rumble for sure. But with all of that being said, that is going to conclude this video today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Firetank Pirates down below in the comments section. I definitely think they're one of the best legends in the game, no doubt in my mind. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video today, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.